Okay, as you can see behind me, my kitchen is still a bit of a wreck, but that's okay. Today I've been spending some time trying to use some new rules to organize my kitchen. So if you're new here, I recently just moved into this house about 2 months ago almost. And I absolutely love this kitchen. It has so much more storage space, everything I could ask for in a kitchen. But because of that, I've had to kind of rework some things in this kitchen and try to find what works best. So today we are going to be going through some of the most important organization and decluttering rules that I've come across, the best ones that I've come across, and I'm going to take you guys along with me so we can do this all together. I think one of the best pieces of advice that I was given that I don't think is shared a lot is to zone while you declutter and organize. And what does that mean, right? Zoning is really important for people like myself who easily get overwhelmed when you go into a room and you just start pulling things out, right? And everything gets really messy and crazy. Instead of doing that, we are going to zone today our organization in our kitchen. And you can use this idea everywhere around your house, and it really does help. So I'm starting with an area that I finally get to organize now because I was given some small boxes for my birthday and they just came in yesterday. And so now we're going to use them in my junk drawer and see how I can best organize this area. Now, the zoning idea really helps people that get overwhelmed because it allows us to be hyper-focused, put up those blinders, and only do one small area at a time. Why is that important? Well, research shows that as most people, we get really overwhelmed when we see too much stuff going around and our brain almost starts to freeze and spaz out. And then that's when I would sit in the middle of a disaster area and just want to run away. If you've ever felt like that, it's probably because you were doing the same thing I was and you weren't zoning. You just kind of were jumping in feet first and hoping things were going to work out. We're not going to do that anymore. We are going to zone our declutters, and it's going to make a huge difference on not getting overwhelmed in our areas. Now, my hair is still wet, so when I declutter and organize, I don't get all fabulous. So you're going to have to just deal with me the way I am. But let's jump into the drawer that's right behind you, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. So the drawer right behind me started out as a mess, and I knew that I didn't have anything that would fit in these drawers yet to compensate for what I needed. And so I had put them on my birthday list, and luckily my mother-in-law got them for me. So I'm super excited to try them out. I'm going to show you, I got a bunch of different sizes of these small containers, which I can link if you guys are interested in the description, but they weren't super expensive. They are clear and they don't have a lot of texture. So I like that because it makes it easy to take it out and clean it when I need to. But my idea today is to just play with them a little bit, get this area organized, and then we're gonna move on to our next zone in these areas. Now, as I am talking, the next idea that I wanted to share with you guys is the idea of the one-step rule. And the one-step rule is genius. I don't know who came up with it, but if you do, share it in the comments down below because whoever did is amazing. And it really helps you in the kitchen. The one-step rule basically means that anything in your kitchen that you're moving around, you're cooking, or you're looking for things, you want to make sure that it's only one step to get those most important things. So think about those things you're using all the time in the kitchen. Like, are you using your water bottles a lot? Are you using your toaster a lot? Are you using your cups and plates all of the time? We don't want to stuff those things that we need a lot in our kitchen far, far away and behind all of the other stuff that doesn't matter as much. And I think as somebody who never really processed through organizing, I never thought about it this way. But when you think about the one-step rule, you want to be able to touch these things, to grab these things just in one step. If you're organizing all your drawers, and like I'm doing the junk drawer today, I want to make sure the things that I use most often are near the front, and the things that I'm not using as often can be further back. That one extra step doesn't matter because I'm not using these items as often or as much, and so that extra step isn't a big deal. All right, I wanted to say a big thank you to Nomad Lane for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so let's keep talking about organization. This bento bag has become my new travel favorite. I've been using it nonstop when I'm working away from home, and I'm gonna bring it with me on our upcoming mountain vacation because it has worked so well. First off, it opens right down the middle like a suitcase, which makes packing and finding things so much easier. You can see everything at one glance, so there's no digging, having to take everything out, and creating chaos. And because it has so many smart compartments, I can organize all of my clothing and necessities without needing any of those extra storage bags or the packing cubes. It's designed to fit under most US airline seats, and so it's always been an essential for me when I'm flying to have things right nearby. There's also a padded laptop sleeve that fits my 16-inch laptop perfectly, and a zip-away water bottle pocket that keeps my bag looking sleek but also organized. The trolley sleeve slips right over your suitcase handle, but it also can convert into a pocket, which has been such a smart detail. Honestly, the bento bag has thought of everything. It's stylish, practical, and totally perfect for those busy weekdays and those all-important weekend getaways. Okay, so I finished this zone, and why did I start in my junk drawer area? It really was because another great thing to think about as you're decluttering and organizing is start with the easy win. Start with somewhere where you feel confident that with a little bit of finagling or a little bit of decluttering, you can make a big difference in an area. Like in my kitchen, I knew my junk drawer has been a hot mess because everything's just been rumbling around in there every time I open the drawer. And because I had just gotten these organizational baskets, I knew that I had the right resource in order to fix my problem. So it really only took a little bit of moving everything around. And of course, I had in mind that one step rule, that one step away. So the most important things in here are really the scissors and the pencils because we use them every single day when we're doing homework or crafts. And then I kind of just made the assessment of the things that I knew I didn't use quite as much and they could go in the back, like our sewing kit and our packing tape, those kind of things that we're definitely not using every single day. But luckily this drawer is pretty simple anyway. I've already decluttered it a lot, so there was nothing to really come out of the drawer. So I knew it was gonna be a pretty easy, successful feeling for me to then wanna go to a place that is a little bit more complicated. So we're gonna go now to my next zone where I always feel like it's a little bit of a hot mess. And we're gonna see if we can fix it. I bet we can. So remember, as we're going along, think about your zones. Start with an area that you're going to feel successful, that you know you have the right things, or you know that it's small so you can feel accomplished when you're done with it. You can even set yourself a timer if you only want to do 10 minutes and be able to walk away. Starting with a zone means that when the zone is done, you can leave and you don't have to feel bad like you didn't finish everything because you finished that zone, which is success, right? So let's move on to my next area. And you guys can let me know how your kitchen is looking and if these rules are helping you. Okay, welcome to my second zone problem that I've been having in this kitchen. And that's figuring out how to deal with the storage stuff, like our food storage kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like all those Pyrex containers, all the things that we really love to store our food in, but I don't know, it's just been a hot mess. So because I've gotten these containers, I've also got another birthday gift, which was so amazing, but it was some new Pyrex containers, which I'm so excited about because eating at home more just means that we've needed a little bit more of them. And yet I think we've lost all of ours. We've gotten them before, I know, for like Christmases and birthdays in the past, and they're all gone. So I recently just got a whole big pack for my birthday, and now I have to figure out how to make them all fit and work and hopefully function, right? So now we're moving on to this area right behind me. And why didn't I start here? Because it feels a little more complicated. It felt a little more chafy, if you know what I mean. And I'm gonna have to think a little bit more about this. So there's gonna be some kind of moving around and figuring out what works. And I also know this is a place that I actually have things that I need to declutter. And so that automatically takes a little more brain power for me, right? So it's okay, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna remember that one step rule as well, because in this area, I wanna make sure that the things that I'm reaching for the most, the things that I'm looking for the most, are within my, one grab, one touch. I don't have to move anything around to find what I need. And I certainly don't want to have to get a chair and reach what I need. And so I want to make sure those things that I'm using the most often are the easiest to grab. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video, then please subscribe and join our little group here. But also, if you're decluttering here with us, then throw a heart emoji down below, because I think we all like to know we are not alone on this crazy journey. And it's so fun to see the community that we've been building. My new Pyrexes right there. So in all honesty, yes, you should have nice, clear spaces when you start to organize and declutter your space. So I just moved a few things out of the way that are just clogging up the ease of decluttering this area. And we're gonna go in this cabinet now and take everything out. Okay, so now that that cabinet is empty, I'm going to figure out what I really want to keep in there and where I want those things to go. And sometimes this process does take a little while, and that's okay. It's okay. But I might set myself a timer just so that I don't get too clogged up in trying to make things perfect, because sometimes my beautiful brain likes to be a perfectionist, and that just gets really annoying because then I'm never happy. So setting myself a timer will help me to get over that fact and just start really moving.
5 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so thought process here. These are the things that are new, that I'm really excited about, and these are the things that I'm going to be using the most often. So where I still have like birthday, whatever kind of decorations, camping stuff right there, and then I have this random container of random things that I need to go through. I wanted to put my first touch, is that the word I've been using? One step, there we go. Things in first, because I don't want to have to reach up really high to get these things. Does that make sense, right? That makes sense. Okay, so now is where some of the decluttering is going to happen. This is one of those things that I had really high hopes for, but I never use it. It's always empty. So like, why am I hanging on to it, right? Another one of those like high hopes items that is very rarely used, if ever. It's like one of those bento boxes, those ones you can have lots of storage, little snacks. This one's just too big. It's too big for us. It takes up too much room. So then we don't use it, right? And yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, so I have decluttered out actually a lot of these things. I think getting the Pyrex, which is my personal favorite, Alexa off, that means I should be done, right? And I'm just gonna put that box away. But the thing is that I now have the thing that I really enjoy, right? I don't know why, but I've been putting off getting what really works for me, which is the Pyrex. This is not even endorsed by them, so it's all good, like no sponsorship here. But I'm gonna put the basket back up at the top. This does have some things that I really like. I like having a couple of these like travel cups for when we go camping. I love this swell container. It's awesome. It's super heavy duty. When we do go camping, I don't want to bring glass, and so that's why I bring this with me. And then just 2 extra plastic plates that we use and play with outside is all going to go in this container, which is going to go at the top because that's the hardest shelf to reach, right? And I use these things the least, so that makes sense. Ta-da! Okay, so the last thing that was in that cabinet before that I ended up taking out was all of our party kind of stuff, our one-use product paper stuff, because it just doesn't really fit in there. So I have this huge cabinet over top of our oven, and that's where I'm gonna put this beauty right here because it's just gonna have a perfect place there. Now, as I am finishing up, this is not a long declutter. I only did 2 zones of my kitchen today, but both of them look and feel so much better than they did before. And yes, my kitchen is still not even close to being perfect, but I think with these rules now that I'm using, it's gonna help me slowly go through every area in my kitchen and make sure that I am not only thinking about the 1-step rule, that the things that I'm using the most, I want to make sure that they are easy to grab, but also being able to think about zoning different areas, going slow, being mindful of what I'm getting rid of. And what I always like to leave with is make sure as you're decluttering and organizing that you give yourself grace. I have been doing this over 6 years or so, and so this has been an evolution, a process. I did not wake up and have a decluttered kitchen. No, I'm still working on it, but it is so much easier to deal with. It's so much easier to cook now when I have these great rules that have helped me to be more successful. So that's why I'm here. That's why I keep sharing, because I think it is really an important thing for all of us to learn how to organize and declutter our home so that we can get on with life and do what we really enjoy doing every day, which is not decluttering all of the time. So let's go put this away, and I wish you guys all the very, very best.